Hello, everyone. Welcome to the I Live Truth channel and podcast. My name's Earl, and I'm glad you're here. So, a quick update on the website, ilivetruth.com. I added a support feature, so anyone can use various methods of payment, debit card, whatever, to support this venture, this channel, podcast, project. You can send a one-time tip or a recurring donation. That would help a lot. It would really help give me a concrete, way to separate myself from my factory job. I'd like to focus on my family, my farm, building, community. I want to do a lot of things locally, and it's very difficult being required to work in a factory 40 hours plus the travel time hour each day. Anyway, so the support feature's there. That would be great. If you value this, then consider donating. And also, I added a feature to the website, ilivetruth.com, where all the audio of each of these videos, these streams, will be available to listen to through the website or various apps, podcast apps. The goal, since I have bad internet, slow internet, because I live in the middle of nowhere, and I kind of work in the middle of nowhere too, so the service in that area is very slow. So the only possible way to get these videos posted, so I record the videos on my way to work, and then I work my 8-hour shift, I drive home, I transfer the video to my computer, I re-encode it to cut down the file size, and then I upload it to YouTube. So the quickest I can possibly get the videos up for anybody to watch is about 10 hours, 11 hours after I actually record. So with the capability of the website where the audio can be streamed, the goal is ultimately to have the audio posted and available for anybody to listen to shortly after I record. So I'm hoping that within an hour, possibly 2 hours, the audio of me recording, the audio can be up. So again, if you find that valuable, and then I'll have the videos up probably the following day. So that takes money. I pay for my own servers, and takes effort. I manage them all myself. So if you like what I'm doing or find it valuable, then consider donating. Anyway, so today's episode is going to be about bearing your cross daily, as Luke 9:23 says. So yesterday something happened with my girlfriend and I was at work, and she sent me a text, and I got pretty defensive right away. I asked her a couple questions, so I didn't just reply with something emotional. I just asked a question, but I did get emotional. And after a little bit of time, thankfully I was at work, and I was able to kind of reflect on the situation a little bit, because I wasn't able to reply right away. So she said something to me, and so basically I'll share it with you. I took a few days off work, recently, like a few Mondays, because I had some paid vacation or paid sick/personal time, and we had some stuff to do around the house. So I was super tired on Monday, so I took the day off. And while I did get paid for being home, I didn't really accomplish what I set out to. It was super hot. My goal was to clean and reorganize the garage, and it was just too hot. So really didn't do much of anything. Anyway, according to my girlfriend, every time that I take extra time off work, it throws off their routine, their schedule. So my daughter is extra fussy, essentially, when I go back to work. She told her mom that she didn't like that I was gone and at work. So anyway, she told me no more taking days off, and I got defensive, and immediately I thought to myself, why do you think you have the authority to tell me when I can and can't take off work? That was my immediate response. And I reflected on it a little bit, and I realized that because, the way I took it was as a command, as an order. It was worded that way. And then I started thinking about it a little bit. I was like, oh, well, maybe I overreacted, and I started to think about, some of the stuff I shared in the videos. What she needed at that time of great frustration, because my daughter was doing something that was stressing her out, and my son as well. He's teething, so he's extra fussy. So, it's not easy to deal with even one toddler or baby when they're fussy. And she's dealing with two. So she was just trying to communicate with me that how my actions were affecting her situation. And obviously I don't want her to deal with more stress than she already is. She's a good mom. She takes care of the kids. It takes a lot to be a stay-at-home parent, especially when you're breastfeeding. And anyway, when she sent me what I seen as a command, she was just frustrated. And rather than me, what she needed, she didn't need me to respond defensively and argumentative. And that's kind of what I did. I didn't initially, I didn't send all these texts, but what I was thinking was, why does she think she has the right or the authority to tell me when I can and can't take off work? And then I started thinking, it sucks at work, especially when it's hot, there's no air conditioning, it's hard work, blah, blah, blah. So, she didn't need that from me. She needed support from me. So when she said that, the right way to respond would have been to just say, okay, you're right. To do what she was asking. You're right. And I did, after an hour or two, when I got to my next break, I did say, I'm sorry for my reaction. You're right. And then I think I said, if there's anything else that you're noticing if there are any other actions coming from me that you notice, that you're noticing that are affecting anybody or anything in a negative way, can you please let me know? And then she sent me a voice message. It was quite long, so I didn't get to listen to it all until my drive home. But basically, this whole example is, it can be when I was listening to the message on my way home, she was, before I get into the message, I want to share more about what happened that day. So earlier that day, she had our daughter wake me up like she usually does around 9 a.m. and I was tired. I didn't work the night before in the factory, but I was tired. And anyway, I got up and I said, I'm going back to bed. So she shared with me that the kids were being extra fussy and that she needed help, and I just went back to sleep anyway. Then an hour later, she had our daughter come in and wake me up again, and then shortly after, she came in and she said, I'm getting in the shower. So I got up, but I was upset. She needed something from me, and I thought that my my goal, I guess, what I wanted was more important because I was tired. And so then later on, she sent me the message and she was explaining that that was her coming to me for help and that I failed in that instance. And that's essentially what it boiled down to. And I was about to send some texts and reply, basically in a defensive way, saying, whatever. I'm not going to get into it. But what I want to point out is that this is exactly the thing that I'm working on. This is the thing that I need to work on, I want her to feel comfortable coming to me for help and support. I want to be essentially a backbone of my family. I want people to be able to rely on me. I want my family to be able to rely on me. And if I can't bear my cross, like is said in the New Testament by Luke in 9:23, I can't remember exactly the words of the verse. Maybe somebody will post it. Maybe I'll post it. But it says something like, if any man were to come after me, then you must bear your cross daily and reject himself. So essentially what that means is it's going to be a daily thing to deal with these instances where my family needs something for me and I'm going to feel like my ego, I guess, or the satanic entities within me or whatever, it's going to be hard. I'm going to have to put others before myself. And in this instance, it means that I'm going to have to accept that there's going to be some times, probably more often than not, where I need to not. I need to understand that, yes, I'm tired, I want to sleep in, but that's not what my family needs right now, and put others above myself. It's a very difficult thing to do in practice. I mean, it's fairly simple, like fundamentally, if you think about it, but it's very difficult. It can be very difficult, and it will take a lot of effort. So right now, I'm just at the point where I accept that this is bearing my cross. I'm going to have to just do this, regardless of how tired I feel or how beat down I feel or whatever. Like I said, like I mentioned in another previous video, there's a quote somewhere by someone that says, as a man, as a father, I have the right to be more, to sacrifice more for my family than anybody else. I have a right to go to bed later than everybody, get up earlier than everybody, do more work than everybody, and be that rock. And as a father, as a man, and I accept that now. It took some effort. It took some reflection, and it took some patience from my girlfriend. So I really appreciate that. Like I said a million times, I'm not perfect, but I am trying. I am growing. That's my goal. And if I have to sacrifice in that aspect, then that's what I'm going to do. And I think that I'll be rewarded for it, in terms of cohesion in my family. So, yeah, I just wanted to share, about that situation yesterday. It took a lot of willpower. I was frustrated, and I'm sure that, I know that my girlfriend was frustrated yesterday. She was dealing with a lot of chaos from the kids, and, she doesn't sleep much either, and she's got a lot to deal with, like, not only the kids, but also the animals. They have to be, every night at dark, the the chickens go in the coop on their own, which is awesome. But our ducks, they have to be corralled into the coop, always. It's very rare when the ducks will all be in there ready for you to close the coop. It just doesn't happen, ever. So, she usually probably puts our son down and then puts our daughter down, and then she's only got a few minutes while the kids are sleeping to go out there and make sure the ducks and the chickens are put up. And there's also the garden that she's watering, and there's just a lot of responsibility. And to also have to deal with all that stuff, and then her saying, hey, I need help, I need you to get up today, I know you're tired, but I need this. And she doesn't get to get out of the house every day. Like, granted, I do some pretty physical work when I go to work at my factory job, and it's very hot, and it is pretty dangerous. It can be dangerous if I'm not paying attention, but granted, I do get to get away from screaming kids for 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day, whatever. And she doesn't, so I need to really appreciate that she needs a break as well, that she needs some time where she's not dealing with the kids. And I'm sure this is a regular thing. This is a normal thing. This should be expected if you have a family and you have one of the parents that stays at home with the kids and the other works 40 hours. We need to expect this as men, it's not easy. I know a lot of people believe that it is easy being the stay-at-home parent. Like, this guy I know, I see him pretty regularly. He split up with his wife. They have a few kids, and the kids are all older, but he was just telling me the other day that he's like, yeah, I'd come home to a messy house and dinner not done and blah, 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 blah. And, she's home all day. Like, that's what he was saying. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, well, it's not that easy, man. Like, it's difficult. And I think this is the norm for men, at least the masses, that, if their wife or the mother of their kids or girlfriend or whatever stays at home, then they think it's just all relaxing and playing games and being happy. It's not. Because I was a stay-at-home dad for maybe a year to 2 years, maybe a year and a half, and it was stressful. I was going crazy, after a while, and it's also, there's a loneliness aspect to it. Like, you can't have normal conversation with a toddler. But anyway, so yeah, if you're a man, if you have kids, if you have, or even if you don't, if you want your wife or your future, the future mother of your children to stay at home, then you can't just expect to be able to check out, and I do this sometimes, I'm not proud of it, but it's a thing, I feel like I work out of the house for, I work 40 hours, so I feel like I should be able to relax a little bit more, like she's got it, but that's like a constant thing, and what families need is reliance. They need cohesion, we as men, as fathers, as husbands, as partners, we need to understand that even if we work 40 hours a week, even if we work more, we still need to support the mothers of our children when we're home. And it can be a lot, it is a lot. And I've got a lot of growing in that aspect to do. But it's necessary. It must be done. If you want to have a family that stays together, if you want to have a happy family, then it needs to be done. We need to help the mothers of our children. And frankly, if we don't give them what they tell us they need, there might not be a family to begin with. So, that's about all I have to say. I mean, I know it was a lot, and but it's our job as men, and it's all laid out for us. And again, if you need help, if you need to figure out, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing as a man, as a father, as a husband, as a parent, whatever, look in the Bible, search, and eventually here I'm going to put a few articles, blog posts about outlining these things to make it easier to find, so a recap, we need to bear our cross daily. We need to put others' needs above ourselves, especially as family men, and we need to admit that, we're not doing it. We may not be doing the best right now that we could be. We might not be doing good enough to even consider the idea that the families could be kept together, in a happy way. So, ilivetruth.com. You can listen to the podcast there, the audio versions only. Maybe eventually the videos will be there too, but right now it's just the audio. Again, I'm going to try and post the audio within a couple hours after I record it on the website on ilivetruth.com, and then the following day the videos will be posted on YouTube. So definitely bookmark the site and consider supporting if you find this valuable, helpful, if you like what I'm doing, if you want to help me grow my farm, my family, then consider donating. And like, share, subscribe, comment, and let's grow, man.